Today's movie is No Retreat, No Surrender, a movie released in 1986, also known as Karate Tiger in some areas in Europe. The film chronicles a young fighter who, under the tutelage of a master fighter, goes from being an underdog to a champion. A theme that seems rather familiar to a movie that was released just 2 years before it. The movie starts in a karate class. Here we meet our main protagonist, Jason Stillwell, who all of a sudden breaks the routine of going "Hoo-yah! Hoo-yah!" to deliver some Bruce Lee kung fu. This pisses off his karate instructor, who also happens to be his father. But the father has more pressing matters at hand, as an organised crime syndicate suddenly enter the building with their henchmen played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, the man you get in your movie when Steven Seagal's turned down the role because the movie wasn't classy enough for him. So the father actually has a fight and does alright for himself until Jean-Claude Van Damme enters the picture and breaks his leg. So with the seed sown for the son to get his revenge later on in the film, the family then move out of town, and Jason meets a new friend in the form of RJ. Yes! The two have a phenomenal rapport and instantly become best mates and then proceed to fuck around in the garage for a bit.
Well, I dance a bit and I'm really quick. I rap to the beat so viciously. Why you go imitating Bruce Lee?
What the? Where did this come from? What is it with these movies I review and the characters just randomly going off into song?
Everybody's feeling fine because it's party time. I'm my own grandpa. Everybody! I'm my own grandpa.
So after that spontaneous rap, we learn that Jason Stillwell very much admires Bruce Lee.
My name is Jason Stillwell and I just moved here from Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, whatever, blah 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 blah. We're then introduced to an adversary of RJ's, and wow, watch this to get an instant appetite.
Why do you hate that kid so much?
I've got my reasons.
Because he's black? So the two of them have a bit of a ruckus, and the fat guy holds RJ by the legs while RJ holds on to the railing. I honestly don't know what's going on, but boom! Jason comes to save the day and knocks the fat guy across the table. Unfortunately, this comes back to bite Jason in the anus, as the fat guy is a student at the dojo that Jason joins.
He was putting Seattle karate down in a big way and talking about how wonderful Los Angeles karate is.
And because of that, the trainer puts him against Seattle's finest, who wipes the floor with him. Realizing that the students in the dojo are being overly hostile, RJ bails Jason out.
Later, bro.
Cut later on to a party where there's another incentive for your appetite. The hostility between the trainer and Jason escalates as now there's a girl involved at this party. The tension boils over and there's a fight where Jason proceeds to get his anus kicked again. Rather than hitting the gym a little harder or training some more, Jason moans at the sight of Bruce Lee's grave. Jason's father finds out about the fight and is quite irate about this in what is a really poorly lit scene. His father then trashes all his dojo stuff in the garage and then does the unthinkable as he rips the Bruce Lee poster off the wall.
Don't do that! No!
Don't do that! No! Nice. Kind of reminds me of...
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
Jason turns to his trusted pal RJ for help, and I still can't see a bloody thing. In the next scene it shows us that RJ has set Jason up with a place where he can train, but I still can't see for shit. When is the director of photography going to figure out how to turn on a fucking light? Mercifully, a bright light then appears at the door. But then, just as you sigh in relief for actually being able to see something at last... Oh no. Oh my, this is a joke, right? Please don't tell me you're actually going to go through with this.
I asked you. Sensei Lee?
Lee Dega, you call me. Shall we begin?
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe they actually sunk to these depths. Ugh, I need to scream into a pillow. So yeah, the film has just gone to Bruce-exploitation territory, and the fucking ghost of Bruce Lee starts training him.
Move. You lead with your shoulder. And when your shoulder moves, I see it. You'll be quick and direct, utilizing chi. The result is power.
Lightning department don't know what they are doing. When they not know what they are doing, audience cannot see. So, director of photography utilizes common sense. The result is... turn a fucking light on! Only Jason can see the ghost of Bruce Lee, as made evidence when RJ sneaks in and thinks that Jason's gone mad.
Is that right, Lidiga? Hey, are you crazy?
What follows is then admittedly an incredibly cool training montage that is depending on which version of the film you see. This version happens to be, fortunately, the version which includes the song "Hold on to that vision in your eyes." Seriously, what were they thinking with that? I've never been so tempted to make a distasteful joke. But of course, the Critic Kid is a consummate professional, so I'll just leave the humour in poor taste to the inferior movie critics out there. Having done that rigorous and in some cases questionable training, the days of getting beat up for Jason are now behind him as he rescues his dad from those thugs. Think you can pull out an axe and beat Jason Stillwell? Think again. There's a spin kick for your troubles. Boom! We conclude the film at Seattle's full contact karate tournament, and by sheer coincidence and plot convenience, Jean-Claude Van Damme's character just so happens to be fighting there. So Van Damme wipes out his first combatant, who just so happens to be the teacher from the dojo. Watch this dropkick knock him out the ring here, whee! And then Van Damme does the splits to show how hard he is. The second combatant is the guy who beat up Jason earlier on in the film. The third guy is someone who, well, was referenced, but we haven't yet seen. He actually gives Van Damme the hardest fight yet. A match gets thrown out because of Van Damme's rule breaking. A lot of people interfere, my favourite being the fat kid who gets a headbutt for his troubles. But the line is well and truly crossed when Van Damme puts his hands on the girl that Jason fancies.
So, it is you, the son. Is it not?
Nice Russian accent, but as Jason tells him, this time things will be different. So we have our standard action film big boss fight. It's actually rather good. The lighting could still be better, and there's a lot of moments where it's rather choppy because in this refined version they took out all the spliced in training montage clips. Just as Jason is getting his anus kicked and is stuck in the ropes, RJ lends his vocal support. And that's just what Jason needs to make his heroic comeback and beat Van Damme. And the movie ends, right there and then. No making amends with his father? Sorry about tearing your Bruce Lee picture, son, and making you deliver the silliest line since "Oh my god, guy." No getting that girl who he fancied and was flirting with throughout the film. No resolution with the Seattle Karate Squadron. It just ends right there. Oh well. That's No Retreat, No Surrender for you. A film with some actually rather good fighting choreography, but the lighting was really poor, and its poor lighting was only matched by its really poor taste in using Bruce Lee's name like that. Now it might interest you to know that the Critic Kid undergoes rigorous, strenuous training seen in montages similar to that. Of course, I do that in preparation for watching the next horrible, shitty movie I'm going to review. So, upon saying that, I'll see you next time, and... Oh shit! Oh dear. I really hurt my back.
Let yourself wander